Based on the charts and the current market conditions for Friday, January 16th, 2026, here's a breakdown of what's happening. This is why the market is moving like this. So we can see earlier in the week, we had got a lot of volatility. So the market went up because the blue dots underneath it, we got some choppiness. This is a lot of volatility right here. The market couldn't make its mind up and it was bouncing in between these lines, whether it should go up, whether it should go down, whether it should go back down, whether it should go up, and it's touching these lines right here, whether it should go back down, and it's doing all these zigzags. And then we got some more volatility that happened January 15th, which was yesterday. So the market went down and it touched all these levels that I got plotted on here. And it started touching these levels down here and it started to bounce up. And then now look where we at. There's no volatility. There's none because this is what's happening. The market is currently fueled by tech and bank rally. After a volatile start to the week, futures for the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500 is currently in a shakeup. Strong earnings from Taiwan semiconductors, TSMC, have ignited a surge in the chip stocks. NVIDIA, Intel, while upbeat quarterly results from major banks, Goldman Sachs are providing a solid floor for the S&P 500. Markets are hovering near all-time highs, S&P near 7,000 and the NASDAQ near 25,700. The S&P 500 has a chance to break or breach to the 7,000. And remember, this is not financial advice. This is for educational purpose only. So let's look at the 5-minute chart. We got a buy signal because of these parabolic star indicators. It's called stop and reverse. So if we're in trend and we get the parabolic SAR underneath price, is stop and reverse to go up. Same thing here. If we get parabolic stars SAR, that means that if the blue dots is above the candlesticks, that means we are reversing the other way. So we go back to the NASDAQ 100. So I put my take profit right here, betting that the NASDAQ 100 is going to come down to these levels. So we can see that the NASDAQ 100 had moved up because of the parabolic star indicator, and we got a quick move up to the top. It touched this resistance level. It bounced off of it like a ceiling, like a ball that went up to the ceiling, and it is rejected, or it bounced off of that, and then it came back down and it broke through these levels. You have to remember, we're talking about a trend. We're talking about either if price is going up or if it's going down. And if price is continuing to go up, it has to go up, break these levels, go up, break these levels. And that's how you know we're in an uptrend. And same thing with a downtrend. A downtrend is, let's say we got the parabolic star right here and it's above the candlestick or our price. That means that since price went up, it rejected around these levels and then it bounced down here. I know that if we're in a downtrend, it's going to break below and touch another, or continue to go down to touch the next floor or the next lower level, which insinuate that we're in a downtrend. And let's say that price just want to reach to these levels. It can, and it can bounce off of this and come right back up. That's what it can do. So we can see that it's not that much noise when it comes to trading on a 15-minute time frame because it gives you the bigger picture. So price was above the parabolic star, and we can see on a 15-minute time frame on January 15th that it was hovering around these resistance levels or these uptrend levels, and it started bouncing off these levels. What goes up must come down. So what we see right here, that price touched these levels, these support levels, and we end up getting a reaction from this support level. So just think of it as a ball that you bounce on the ground and it bounced back up, and it bounced up and it hit this ceiling and it broke through the ceiling and we hovering around these areas. And look, the ball touched this resistant area. It hit the ceiling and we came right down. We're coming right down to these levels. Now on the S&P 500, it touched this level right here. And that's where my target was. Could have added some more. Let's go back to the NASDAQ 100. This is the NASDAQ 100. I'm betting that price is going to touch this level. We see that now the NASDAQ 100 is down 95 points from where I entered. So I don't have to wait until it touches these levels. I can get out as I please. And just for the show of it, let's see if it does touch these support levels and see if my analysis is right. Will we touch this level right here?
Order filled.
See, took my money out. I was done. Just like that. I could have waited and look like price is gonna slam right to this support level. The market was top heavy, y'all. What did you think? You think the market was gonna continue to go up? The market have to dip every now and then. And the trend is showing that we had staircases. Boom. Staircase. We came back up. Boom. Down. That's a staircase. We came back up and then we're going back down. So in the market, you can go both ways. I have just plot my levels and see where people would like to get into the market because this is a zero sum game. My win is somebody else loss. The trend is showing we're in a staircase pattern. It looks like we're walking down stairs. If we was walking upstairs, what this would look like, that price will go up, touch this level or either this level. I believe that if it's going to retest this level, it's going to go through this. If we was going downstairs, if you pass this level right here, you're no longer going downstairs because you're going up. So just think of it like that. If we're walking downstairs, the pattern is down. We're at a floor. Say we went to floor number 3. So we was just at floor number 5 and we're walking downstairs. So on level 5, the sellers decided to turn around and we went down. And they went down to level 4. And they said, well, let's continue going down. They went down to level 3. So now they at level 3 and they met the buyers at level 3. And the buyers like, hey, I need to go back up to level 4. This is what price should be at level 4. We need to go back up to level 4. So the sellers, they gave it up. The sellers gave it up because the market works in patterns. So the buyers like, hey, sellers, let's get off of level 3 real quick because price is not fair around here. Let's go to level 4. So they negotiating. So sellers finally convinced buyers that level 4 is not a fair price. The buyers agreed. That's why they gave up level 4. And this is just analogy. These are based on support and resistance levels. So the sellers convinced the buyers, or the buyers gave up level 4, and now we're going back to level 3. If sellers decide that, hey, buyers, we already been at level 3 and we said that this level is not the level where price should be at. We should push it down to level 2, or let's go down to level 1. That's how the market works. The market moves based on the movement of institutional traders because they have the money. If you want to know where the money is at, follow the money. That's it. Follow the money. We get these parabolic star, these indicators, and I have multiple indicators. This is not my only indicator. So right now, the big story is the tech bank synergy. We had blowout earnings from TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor, which is lifting the whole semiconductor sector. And the banks are reporting solid profits. This fundamental tailwind is what's pushing us. So we just went through the technical breakdowns and I showed you my expertise. We took a look at the 5-minute and the 15-minute charts. We noticed the staircase patterns, and we're not just spiking. We're building support and resistance levels. So we can see that the market is flipping as early tech companies is leading the market. U.S. weekly unemployment claims fell below 200,000, coming in significantly lower than the expected 215,000. While this reflects a strong labor market, it actually hurts the stock market because it lowered the odds of April rate cuts below 40%, signaling that the Feds might remain patient and keep interest rates higher for longer. And then we have the sector rotation and profit taking. Despite a fresh burst of tech momentum early this week and throughout this whole week, investors began shifting their money out of heavyweight tech names that were seen as overvalued. Funds are moving into more undervalued areas, materials, industries, and small cap companies. Geopolitical and regulatory uncertainty. The market was weighed down by uncertainty surrounding a proposed 10% cap on credit cards' interest rates, which hurts the shares of major lenders. Uncertainty also hit the utility sector market following reports that the Trump administration might announce new measures to address the strain data centers are putting on electricity grids. Ongoing frictions between the White House and the Federal Reserve, including a reported Department of Justice DOJ probe into Fed Chair Jerome Powell, has caused persistent nervousness in the market regarding future inflation and interest rates. If one bad news come out regarding the Magnificent Seven, Google, Tesla, Facebook, Meta, Microsoft, NVIDIA, these companies, if they report one bad news, the market can tank. If we have one bad news in the headlines, especially what's going on geopolitically and the United States conflict among other nations, one bad news can cause the market to dip because what goes up must comes down. And this is not fear mongering because there's opportunities in the market and you see it because I'm showing. So if you found today's video and breakdown helpful, hit the like button and subscribe so you can stay ahead of the great disruption. Join the conversation in the comment section. Do you think that if the market were to flip like this and stay down for the next 6 months, do you have a tax advantage safety bucket that stay green while the indices are red? If you have one, please comment in the section. If you don't have one, please comment in the section and let me know this is what you need to have. All right, y'all. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless you. Peace.